What is up YouTube, and welcome back to another 7 Nights Rebirth video, and today we are talking all about Elysia, who is the current rate up summon banner, and if she's worth pulling for and how many copies. Now I know in this game you do get a lot of rubies, so you technically can summon on every single banner, but you do have to realize some characters get extremely powerful at multiple copies, such as like Kyle, such as Kagra, just pretty much every DPS and a lot of the legendary pluses. So a lot of the time, skipping over some weaker banners is actually preferred. For example, the last banner with Kyriel, you could skip over it and it's perfectly fine. Honestly, I kind of wish I did. So today we are basically going to be talking about Elysia and if she is worth going for, skipping over, if she's worth pulling for, how many copies and stuff like that. So you can see I do have her T4. What you have to note about her Transcendence is that at her T6, she has this buff duration reduction on her Starfall. This changes from 2 turns to 3 turns, which is decent. This is mostly going to be against stuff like Jury, for example, because Jury has a 3-turn immortality, and also for the 6-star immortality rings and stuff like that. But for the most part, not really a must-have, right? 2-turn to 3-turn, not a big deal. You can just wait out an extra turn. This does matter in the high end of PvP sometimes, but even then, it doesn't really matter too much. And then we have her T2 effect. Her T2 is going to make it so that when you fall below 50% HP, you will heal 1 time. And this is going to be extremely good for her to make her tanky. So that is what her Transcendence does, and this character is very powerful. The biggest reason is because she has this passive that reduces defense of the enemies, making her very good in a lot of situations, right? You just do extra damage with your team. It makes her a very powerful support. But on top of that, you're going to see whenever she uses a skill, she'll remove 2 debuffs from your team. So this will work on your Starfall, and this will work on your Heavenly Spark. And the reason why that's so good is because your skills are super powerful. Starfall will also put increased mischance while also doing buff duration reduction. And then your Heavenly Spark also does silence while also doing fixed damage. So this will make it so that both your skills will dispel your team off of debuffs, but also have very powerful effects, right? Makes her a very powerful character. She's very flexible. And the best part about her is she works in pretty much every single team comp like they advertise. You can use her in physical teams and you can use her in magic teams. In fact, if we actually look at the arena leaderboard, so I'm currently in server 3. Don't mind my arena rank. I literally tanked from like rank 9 to 56 testing out Elysia. Not even kidding, which is hilarious. But you can see the top 5 players on my server are all using Elysia. You can see Elysia, 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 right? And they're all alternating between front and back row depending on the team comp, even 6, even 7. Let's just keep going until we don't find an Elysia. Oh, this is the first one at 9. What about the next team? Oh, Elysia, even at T3 in a top 10 team. So you can kind of see like everyone in PvP is using her because she's so good. The biggest reason obviously is because she has debuff removal, so she counters a lot of the meta, right? If you go against something like a Kagra, who opens with Petrify, if you go against something with Jury, who has Soul Death to stop your revives, you can actually dispel them off. And even though she doesn't have built-in immunity, with like, the debuff immunity and stuff like that, what you can actually do is equip her on Orchestrator set. And this will make it so that you start the battle with 1 turn of crowd control immunity, which makes her very strong, right? That way, even if you don't take the first turn, you are able to just cleanse your team off, and while you're doing it, you are able to inflict these really powerful debuffs, right? Both skills are really good. Silence will stop the enemy spell queue while also doing okay damage, and then your skill 2 will increase miss hit chance, making it so that they will miss a lot of their attacks and you are just a lot more tankier, right? Although there is some RNG, right? But for the most part, because of this, the reason why she's so good and she's one of the best free-to-play characters, even though you see all the whales using her and you're probably thinking, oh my god, I need her T6, is because even if your team is very slow, you can see my Elysia has 37 speed, and I'm using her in my arena team, you can run a fully slow team and play turn 2 with her and just dispel, while also putting these really strong disruptive debuffs. So if you play fast with her, you can still, queue up 2 of her skills. She's really good. You can silence and then have another skill to dispel after and, disrupt the enemies even more. Or if you're playing turn 2, you just play fully for the dispel and like a silence right after they open. So really flexible. I think she's like one of the best characters in the game. And in terms of Transcendence, it's pretty flexible. I think her T2 is very nice for Guild Wars because it's a lot faster, you take more damage, and this heal is actually relevant. but for regular arena, you can have her at T0 and she's absolutely amazing. Honestly, I would have thought that this 2 debuff removal would start at 1 debuff removal, and if you T2 her, it'd go to 2, and then you pretty much have to get her to T2. But because her baseline, her like T0 stats and her skills are very powerful, you don't really need any Transcendence in her. She works very well at T0, and honestly, I kind of wish I stopped at T0, but it is what it is. I'll probably get her to T6 eventually. The only reason T2 is good is for Guild Wars, honestly, to make her tankier, and also in Arena, you'll notice a bit of more tankiness, but you know, not really required. And her T6 definitely not required, right? It's just going to be mostly to counter those 3 buff durations, which is going to be stuff like Jury, Immortality, and also those 6-star 3-turn Immortality rings. And I guess also Rudy, which a lot of people are going for now because Rudy has like that 3-turn link, which is also decent, but for the most part, definitely not required. All you do is just build her on Orchestrator set, and she is very, very good. So I think if you haven't pulled for her, you definitely want to go for her. She's very easy to build, like I said. You just slap her on Orchestrator set. You can put her on damage, you can put her on tankiness. It's really up to you how you want to use her. And for the ring, you can put her on pretty much any single legendary ring. They will all be good on her. And you can also just put her on a CC ring, which I have, because I don't have a legendary ring available for her right now. Now, I know a lot of people are going to ask if she's good for PvE as well. Honestly, with her skill kit, it's pretty hard for that character to be bad in PvE. If she's going to replace any characters in the physical or magic team, hard to say. You could probably make her work just because of her defense reduction passive, but I know for sure that people are using her already in tower, and she's really good because she can dispel debuffs. In fact, if you run her on a bit of effect resistance or even immunity at the start of battle, or even with the Rudy together, they can just 2-man dispel your team permanently. So you can just run Rudy, Elysia, a DPS, a healer, and then you can kind of just cheese through all the stages, which I'll probably showcase later on my channel, because, you know, Rudy plus her is actually kind of insane, I've seen. But in PvE, I think she'll definitely be usable. She seems to be just a broken character in terms of skill kit, because her utility is absolutely insane, right? Like I said, defense reduction, just super powerful. It's like a big reason why Vanessa is so good in PvE, and you guys already know Vanessa is used in a lot of content for PvE and PvP. Pretty much the same thing for Elysia, except she is a little bit more flexible, right? On top of that, her debuffs are really good, right? Her buff duration reduction, you have to realize in tower, you're fighting those really annoying Juries, those really annoying Phis. They always have like this huge revive with the barrier or immortality, and she can strip them off, making you kill the enemies a lot faster and not worry about dying. So if you don't have Jury to stop the enemy Jury and Phi from reviving in tower, Elysia is absolutely amazing at, you know, stopping them from doing too much damage to your team after they revive. And also this will be very good for Nightmare Adventure for like those very annoying buffs that people apply on each other, right? On top of that, of course, you have the silence, which will make it so that you don't take as much damage from skills. So I think overall, Elysia is a powerful character. At least get her to T0 no matter what. After that, really up to you. You don't really need to get her to any Transcendence. Honestly, the only reason you would do it is more for stats. The biggest reason why I got her to T4 is for this damage taken reduction to make her tankier. But like I said, you definitely don't need any at all. But if you do plan to use her a lot, you might as well just get her as high as you can because she's so strong. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.